All right, welcome back to the Mr. Homeboy podcast. I got my boy TJ, aka him, aka TJ the Don, that guy.
Mr. 757, what's good, broski?
What's going on, man? I got you on. It's been a long wait. I've been pretty much holding you off for like what, past 2 weeks now.
I don't know, it feel like a month.
Man, I'm so sorry, man. I'm glad you had the time to hook me up, man.
Definitely.
So today we're gonna be talking about going into like relationships.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, I mean we're gonna be talking about girls, and we're gonna be talking about different little things that goes with it. Hold on. All right. First off, before we even start, how's everything going with this pandemic and everything? How's everything with you, man?
Man, of course, me and you talk on a regular,
Yeah,
So, for me, it was a little tough, I'm in a different city than what I was before. I'm always used to being in bigger cities. So now I'm in a smaller town and it's a little bit different, a little bit more remote. And it's something that I wasn't used to. Being in the military, we were accustomed to not everything being handed to us, but just making an appointments and really just going, having our own doctors, dentists and stuff. And they were all military personnel. Now I'm in a different environment where I have to go seek that help, which is actually helpful for when you get out the military.
exactly.
But it was different. It was different coming in. And then I told my mom, I was like, I appreciate you for everything that you did, because I didn't realize how much time you took. When we got hurt, we had our military ID and we didn't show it. How much time you spent on the phone with TRICARE,
Exactly.
trying to get everything taken care of. So, it definitely opened up a different point of view. So, but here it's a little bit different. COVID definitely struck me really hard, and I took it a little bit harder than maybe most people did. I was missing my family. I couldn't go see my family. I had to cancel some trips, but it all played itself out and it all worked out good in the end. So.
Yeah, man, that's good to hear, man. I'm glad, I'll be checking up on you all the time. Us and the crew will be checking up on each other all the time.
Definitely.
And yeah, freaking, before we start this thing off, cheers, because I got me a little glass of some Cabernet.
Oh, mine's some Cabernet too. Cheers. You on some, fruitful stuff, huh?
You know what I mean? Hold up, I gotta get the pinky out. All right, so start off. What's your relationship status?
I am in a relationship.
Okay. So, suppose you were single. So let's hypothetical.
Let me go close my door. No.
So hypothetical, because
Right.
this will probably this question is what's your ideal type of woman? But you, as of right now, is probably gonna be what your girl look like, her name.
No, I mean,
Yeah, it is. Shut
you
up.
need to.
Yeah,
You
it is.
need
Shut
to be
up.
more
But
realistic.
this is you. This is you as a single person answering this question.
Definitely. This is something my mom always said. She was like, I always thought you were going to end up with a Hispanic. So ideally, it was a Hispanic woman. I mean, bronze brains, can cook, of course, and ambition and drive. Those are the biggest things, and loyalty. I mean, that's what everybody looks for in a person. I think,
Exactly.
I think, but it's tough to really pick your ideal person. Nobody picks their ideal person, because you don't choose who you fall in love with, So it's
The
it's
crazy.
very tough.
The crazy thing is, I feel like majority of everybody ideal woman falls in the same line as their mother.
Definitely, definitely. That's what my pops always
Because
told me. It was like every
is
woman just look at their mother, and that's kind of how they were supposed to end up.
because Selena, my mom, very quick temper.
Mm.
And it's like, so whenever she have her little thing, it's like I already been through it 10 times. I got a Jamaican mom. I already done
Right.
did that. That's why that don't even faze me.
Right.
But yeah, freaking, I feel like it probably mirror your mom.
I mean, but they mirror your mom and they mirror their mom as well, because they're products of both.
Yeah, exactly.
So you just gotta learn how to deal. Of course, all women deal with everything emotionally. So that's the big point. You just gotta learn how to deal with things emotionally, and it's tough as a man. Because we're simple minded, and
exactly
like the simple things. What they might like fork wise, all the forks don't match. Man, I don't care. It's an eating utensil for me.
Exactly.
So we grew up with plastic forks. So
that's what I'm saying. Nah, man, you gotta use your
with plastic forks. So
look, we gonna tell our children, be like, man, I remember when I was 8 years old, I had to walk 30 miles to go to school.
You get to the bus.
Hey, look, I'm gonna be a freaking fairy teller, man.
You're gonna be lying to your kids. All right. I'm gonna be lying to them too. Uncle TJ said.
I remember walking to school and there was shootouts, and I just had to, in order to survive.
I was dodging it like the Matrix.
All right. So when it comes to females, next question. So when it comes to females, and we're inside the talking stage, what do you feel like are some do's and don'ts when we're in the talking stages?
I mean, everybody has a different opinion on this. The talking stages is just the talking stages for me personally. And yeah, you looking to build, but a lot of people talk to multiple individuals. The talking stage is the talking stage because you're trying to figure out who this person is. Are they worth you investing your time in?
Yep.
So honestly, the talking stage is, like I said, the talking stage. That's where you're trying to figure out who you are, who they are, like what do they like. And it's a lot of questions that you really skip over, when you're in the talking stage, like not necessarily like birthday. Of course, your first man question, oh, what's your birthday? Where you from? What do you like to do? Those stupid things. But it's like, what is that person? Who are you? What drove you to be who you are? We really don't ask those questions. We don't ask those questions, honestly, until we almost get into a relationship with the individuals, So it's the tough.
We'll be butthurt when it's like it don't line up.
Right. It's just like I was watching your one podcast with you and Selena, and y'all was doing the hold up signs. It pranked you, boy.
Oh my gosh.
Me and Naughty talk about that every day, bro. Like, not every day, but every time we talk, he said he watched it the other day, and I was just laughing. I was like, yeah, she got his ass, boy.
Bro, I still gotta get her, man. I don't know what's coming though. I wanted to be so genuine because I feel like people that be posting on YouTube, they be scripting it.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be so genuine. So if you're hearing this, it's coming.
It's coming. Let her know. I'm all for it. I'll be in on it too. Scheme on
But so I feel like with do's and don'ts with females, I feel like the main thing I want to, if I was in talking stages, a sense of loyalty and ambition. I feel like those are two things I would hit.
It's tough though. How can you have somebody be loyal to you if you don't know if they're loyal?
Because if after a while, like within the talking stages, you guys know you have feelings for each other.
Right.
And I at least want to see some type of effort, even if, of course, you're doing what you got to do. But it's like when it comes to a situation with me, I want that to be above whatever the hell you got going on. It may sound selfish, but, I want
but it's tough to say that because at what point in the talking stage do you make that establishment though? Because for some men, the talking stage can last for a month to possibly 6 months before, they be like, oh, this is what I'm trying to accomplish, or this is where I want to be. So you got a month to 6 months time for men. For women, the talking stage is way less. They be like
right after 6.
A month.
It's right after 6.
So, I mean, but that's for some women, it could be right after sex. It could be a month. It could be, depending on how that woman is. So as a man, we look at a talking stage a completely different than what a woman will look at a talking stage, and that's where you have to have that conversation of, well, what are we doing? And once you have that, what are we doing conversation, that establishes that loyalty and ambition that you're talking about.
Okay. Well, that's pretty much breaking it down from the obvious standpoint. Whereas, like, yeah, what do you feel like are things that every relationship need in order to be successful?
An argument. You have to argue. The moment you stop arguing, that's the moment you stop caring. And it's tough because I grew up, for me, I'm not gonna say my pops wasn't around, but my pops was in the military as well. He did 20 years in the Navy. So my mom kind of raised me, in a sense. And until we moved to Japan, that relationship was more so built with my mother, not my father, and he tried to incorporate a lot of the event days when we moved to Japan on like Sundays and stuff, where we could go say what we want, but that comfortability wasn't built. So, just arguments, man. Just once you stop arguing, you stop caring, and I think that's the biggest thing. But arguments go with communication. What else? Structure. A little bit of structure always can go a long way. I remember you had talked to me earlier about food. We had that conversation about, hey, don't go spend $50 a day. Budget yourself for the week. Don't buy food for 2 weeks. Buy food for the week. And that was something I looked at. And I haven't had that conversation in my relationship yet. But
yeah, definitely, because you save so much money. Definitely. Because half the time, like if you shop every 2 weeks or month, that first week you're gonna eat all the stuff that you like. That's gonna be out the fridge first.
Definitely.
And then when it's like come to a time where it's like you just don't feel like cooking, you gonna go out, get something to eat, and when you come back, like,
I didn't even eat it.
Yeah, and then when it's time for you to go back shopping again, it's like you have a fridge full of food.
Yep.
And once you bring that other food in, you
want to eat
what you want, and then the stuff from the following week all expired, and that's just sitting in your fridge.
Yep, and that's wasting money right there.
Exactly. With arguing, I think I talked with you. I forgot who I talked. I think I talked with you, where it's like when you argue with your significant other, it's pretty much you arguing because you guys want to get to know each other.
Definitely.
So,
and that's tough though. That's tough because it's like it's not necessarily that you're getting to know each other, but because I remember you did say that, but you getting to know tendency. You are getting to know the tendency. So in a sense, yes, you are, but nobody ever truly wants to argue.
Let's say with an argument start because let's say you left your shirt on the ground and your girl start arguing with you because you left your shirt on the ground, right?
Sure.
That's you learning. You argue with her, you're learning like she doesn't like that.
Right. That's true.
And so it's like you guys still learning each other. So it's like it's different tendencies. You go, of course, you're gonna have to adapt and stuff like that. But it's stuff like that. And I feel like most argument is pretty much you still figuring out each other. So argument is actually very healthy.
Definitely. And I mean, it could be a good one, it could be a bad one, but it's all about how you come back and you communicate.
Communication.
Hold on one second.